Hey Brian, so where are we today?
Well, today we're going to start out in the plant propagation area. This is a very important spot. This is where we take and grow plants from seeds, from cuttings. I get plants from anywhere I can get them. I get native plants that are near natives nearby. We collect them all here, and we do something that we don't do anywhere else in the Bosque. We water them. Almost all the plants in the Bosque have to grow without irrigation. It's really important, the whole philosophy of it. But these are babies, so we're going to baby the babies.
Cool. And what kinds of things are in the plant propagation area, and how long have they been there?
It varies widely. Probably the longest things we've had here are nut trees because they grow so slow. So I have nut trees in here that have been growing for like 5 years. And then citrus, we also have citrus of various kinds, mandarins and limes and things. Those grow really great in this climate. We're in the subtropics right now, which is, I think, the best place to live. It's too hot in the tropics and it's too cold everywhere else. So that gives us a lot of flexibility on what we can grow. We've also got annuals here, some tomatoes and other stuff. I'm a little bit less into annuals than I am perennials because annuals you have to do work each year. Of course, a lot of the things we like to eat are annuals. But I like the idea of, if you get a walnut tree going, it's true you might not see any walnuts for many, many years, but then that's going to provide you with food for generations and generations. We also have figs over here. I have a big spreadsheet. It's got over 350 species of plants that are here in the Bosque, some native and some not. We've also done a lot of experiments to see what might work with less resources.
Cool. And what are some of your favorites that we're looking at right now?
I would say the nut trees really excite me just because of that big investment. Of course, we have some avocados, and those are very popular here in this area.
When do you think, so you told me you have one nut tree here that's been here for 5 years. When do you expect to be able to plant it?
I think, we could put that in this year. We could put it out in the forest. But I'm afraid it might die. And so maybe I would wait another year or two.
Mm-hmm.
And that's always a guess. Like I planted a whole bunch of guayaba trees.
Mm-hmm.
They were this big. All of them died. There was like 100 of them. So I found out not to invest too much in one experiment before I find out if it really is going to work. Back up behind the lodge here, we have a little orchard, which is not real well cared for. I also don't fertilize, and so that's going to reduce productivity.
Mm-hmm.
And I do things in very non-productive ways, but the whole goal is to figure out how we can, not use fertilizer, not use pesticides, not use water, and then when we get one of those experiments to work, now we've got a full win. An obvious plant here it's really easy is nopales. This is a plant that's so famous it's on the Mexican flag. It's a cactus, right? It just grows. You can just hack a piece of it off and throw it on the ground, and it'll grow.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's no reason not to have thousands and thousands of nopales. There's also different kinds of nopales. So some are like more bitter or sweet, like the tunas, the fruit. They call them tuna, like the fish.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a fish. So the idea is ultimately to just cover the entire forest in plants that don't need care. And then we'll just be continually scraping food off of that. The other thing it does is it feeds wildlife. So I plant even things I don't like because I know that the wildlife likes it. And we've already seen an increase in the total amount of wildlife here. I want to continue that.
What do you think will happen next with what we see at the plant propagation stage, like in this growing season?
In this growing season, we could make some choices about some of the trees could go out. I think the citrus might be okay to be put out. The Nisperos certainly are. Nisperos are loquats. And I do see a number of annuals here. One of the problems we have is that when we put certain things out, the pocket gophers will come and eat the roots of it and kill it. And so I have to kill pocket gophers somehow. They're really hard to kill.
Do they have a predator, or is there something natural that would limit their nuisance in population?
I always hope that if I just let some animal, some pest, continue to flourish, that something else will come and kill it. But pocket gophers live under the ground, and so they're really hard to kill. And maybe a hawk could eat one in a rare case where it was out, or an owl. And we have a lot of owls here. There's a great horned owl, and so maybe at night and we get one. But so far, I have
So
lost a lot of plants to gophers.
so maybe the waiting game that you play will relate to your permaculture principle number 0, which is
Do nothing. Yep. Most of what we do when we come into a place with our values is we destroy nature around us. And even when we have good intentions, even with permaculture methods, we could destroy the natural environment that we should start out protecting. So it's really a different attitude here in that regard. I love permaculture principle 0, do nothing, because it keeps you from doing the wrong thing, which is so common. I've been here 16 years, and it took me 9 years before I decided where I would have a bulldozer cut in some roads to get access to some places. Now I could do it faster now. I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot about forestry and what happens when you start to disturb the land in different ways.
we could probably do another video about